What is going on, Casually FC? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the reaction to Chelsea 2, Leicester City 1. Chelsea 10 men down. Raheem the Dream with his first goal and a brace in his first game. That is what I'm talking about. People, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the links in the description. But let's get into this game. Overall thoughts. Listen, that first half was pretty shambolic. I'm not going to lie. Gallagher, what are you doing making that kind of a tackle with a yellow? I get it. Cucurella didn't do you any justice, but you didn't have to do the tackle, my man. You didn't have to do the tackle. So it's a 50-50 on that. 10 men down. At this point, I'm expecting to lose. We almost had a little bit of a heart attack if it wasn't for the little foul that Leicester City committed on Mendy. And if that didn't happen, it would have been 1-0 down. And you know how it is when we already start with a in a losing standpoint. Second half, not a coincidence. Mason Mount comes off for Aspie. 2 minutes later, Raheem Sterling scores a goal, and a magnificent goal at that, mind you. Fucking best goal of the season as of right now for Chelsea. I'll say that for Chelsea. I'll hold on to that one. And then Reece James crying tears of joy because the man finally found someone at the end of his cross to put it away to make it 2-0. And then, of course, we got to talk about Mendy getting beaten at his near post for that 2-1. It is what it is. I'm happy we came out with a victory, and with 10 men on that at that. But I'm here with joining my panel, Chris, Peter, Prime. Peter, let's start off with you, my man. What did you think of the game, man?
Look, man, we won. No one got hurt. It's dramatic as fuck. That's what this football club likes to be. As soon as we scored the second, I'm like, this is too simple. This is not how this is going to go. I was like, the sky was falling 40 minutes ago. And then 4 minutes later, Mendy, on top of the fact he got beat at his near post, right? The clearance was poor. I don't understand why goalkeepers do this, right? I understand you're trying to hit areas on the pitch where people can win duels and that. But when you're a man down and you're 2-0 up, overhit a pass or don't hit the pass. It's like he tried to hit Ruben, didn't really hit him. We lost it in just the worst position possible, and you could see it coming. I'm like, oh, well, that sucks. But no, as for the game, man, I thought we managed the game about as well as we could, considering what fucking happened. Like, Gallagher, I don't want to not like you. Like, I have nothing against you as a player. I think you'll have a long, fruitful Premier League career. I didn't think it would be here before these last 2 games. So everybody watching, don't think I'm just getting on his back because it's the popular thing to do right now. I didn't think he was capable of doing this. I would not have started him today. I didn't agree with that decision, but it didn't cost us points. And hey, he got himself banned from the next game, so he can't fucking play next game. So we'll have to find some sort of solution.
This man kind of sees the light at the end of the tunnel.
Let's be guys, dude. We can't select him. Koulibaly's coming back. We probably are signing Fofana by then. I don't know if he's going to play, but like, Kovacic is fit again, so that's good. I thought he looked decent in his minutes when he came on. I don't really have too many negative things to say with the performance, besides obviously Conor Gallagher. Like, I understand you're kind of the last man on a corner, but you're 90 yards from goal. You don't commit cynical fouls 90 yards from goal, regardless of like what the position is or what the state of the pitch is behind you, especially on a yellow. That's the kind of thing you do maybe if you don't have a yellow card, but it's just rash, man. And like, looking aside like his obvious like inability to fit into this pivot, you can't. Managers aren't going to trust you if you're making decisions like that. That's the thing, right? One thing Tuchel has shown is he has players that he trusts and he uses them. But once you go from the I trust you to the I don't trust you category, there's really no way back for you. So Gallagher's kind of burning both ends. But
look at what's going on with Callum in that category.
Yeah, like Callum was trusted when he first came in. Something must have happened. I don't really know, but we can see the category Callum is in now. Like, he was our starting wingback. at the beginning of all of this. Our starting wingback on the right side. Him and Alonso were our wingbacks for a brief period while Chilwell and Reece were on the bench. We've seen it. So, man, we won. That's the most important thing. I think we were all fearing in the last 5 minutes them equalizing, which, like, I can't sit here and say they definitely didn't deserve to equalize based on just how the game was flowing. We kind of turned it into a basketball game because we had to. It's kind of risky, But look, man, we won. We got the points. I'm happy for Sterling. Happy as fuck for him. Danny Ward did a great kick save on the shot that went onto the post. At first, it looked like Sterling just missed it. But you see the replay, he gets a stud on that and puts that right onto the post. So, like, hey, man,
wow, really?
Yeah. Go.
Wow.
The first angle that NBC or Peacock TV showed, and he got his stud onto the ball, and that's what put it onto the post. It was like a slight deflection, but you could definitely see it on the reverse angle.
What I want to know is if Mendy actually made a save on that little moment where we almost conceded and it hit the post towards the end.
When it was a Paris hit it above him, it looked like he took it onto the bar. It looked like he did. That being said, Jose Perez runs right off Kovacic, and like Chalobah just wasn't aware. I thought Chalobah, for everything considered today, he played well. Could he have done better? Yes. Should he have gotten beat on that ball over the top and just kind of sold out and lost that duel to Vardy? No. But Chalobah is in a position where we have to rely on him in the short term. Tuchel would rather start Chalobah than Azpilicueta in a game like this.
Yeah.
That tells you like a lot, So, man, I thought for the most part, look, the attack, and not even the attack. I don't even want to like have to lump Sterling in with those guys. The guy who got hooked off and the silky German who probably should have been hooked off. I'm surprised he wasn't. Those guys, the clock is ticking, man. I'll give you till the international break, and we got to change something.
All right, well, we'll get on the attack and we'll start to break down more of the game as we go along on the stream. Prime, what are your overall thoughts on the game? Are you happy with it? Do you still feel a little bit unsatisfied with some of the things that went on? Your thoughts, man.
I was happy with the second half. I thought we played a lot better considering we were a man down, and like we took off one of like Mount and Havertz. Like at least Mount came off. But I don't think it will be the case. But I hope this will be the end of this Gallagher experiment in the double pivot. I don't get what Tuchel sees in him. It's because Gallagher has an engine and he runs about. He's not Kante. Kante is like a very weird, special breed of player. There's not many people like him. Gallagher is not good technically. He's not creative. He doesn't have that like crucial pass. Maybe people can say he's a good goal scorer, but like even at Palace, he didn't really prove it. And I've never rated him. When 2 seasons ago he was at loan at West Brom, and though they were in a relegation battle, he didn't show anything to say that he's good enough to at least be in the Prem. Like at least with Gilmore, even though you can say the Norwich loan was unsuccessful, we've seen him play in the Prem. It's shown that he could play at our actual club, at our level. Technically, he's good at
our team in the role he
does. But with Gallagher, he's not good enough to do that. When he played at Palace, like he only had like about a 3-month span where he was actually overperforming himself. The rest of it was just kind of like him being average. When he played deeper in the second half of the season, he got exposed playing there. And Palace fans were talking about how he's not good enough to play there. He should be playing further forward. Like, I don't get why. And I don't know what Tuchel, listen, might be a sword he might have to like die on, playing him for a few games to see, or for him to realize that he's not good enough to play there. A brilliant goal from Sterling for the first one, phenomenal. And the Reece James like assist, like at least there's someone there to score it. If no one else is gonna, Sterling is gonna have to.
Man was really happy about that. I seriously think Reece was crying internal tears of joy to finally see someone at the end of his goddamn cross putting it away.
Yeah. In terms of defensively, it's a good thing Chalobah started. I mean, I don't rate him highly, but like I think someone who wanted him to start these games because we have no one else really. I love Aspie as what he's done for our club, but like he's not good enough to be playing consistently. Mendy again needs replacing, and it's good Chelsea fans are realizing and Mendy's shaky, but it's a thing of if we bench him, which I probably would take him out for, but do we trust Kepa enough to actually do that and play him consistently? I would. I don't mind, but like Chelsea fans don't, for one. So that atmosphere in the stadium is going to unnerve him, and apparently Tuchel doesn't, because if he did, he would have done it already. But whatever. Regarding all the bad negatives, we've won. We defended okay, I guess, near the end to be able to see it through. And let's go to Southampton midweek. I don't know who we play at the weekend, but let's just like slowly take it a game at a time, try and build up some form of momentum. I'm just happy we got the win and we were able to see it out, because as much as people were saying Leicester are missing players as well, I was very nervous about this game, and I thought it was a game that.
Beside the one who's
no Madison.
To us.
No
right.
Madison. Yeah. I don't think Ndidi played as well and stuff. Like, it was just a thing of where, like, I thought we could drop points in this, but, like, we didn't. Whatever. All the negatives aside, we won. I'm happy, and that's what's important.
I mean, considering how Leicester ended and how we performed that game and how we looked against Everton earlier in the season, it's very, very understandable how we could think that we could drop points. Because on their day, something about Brendan Rodgers and that team, he can get them going and they can perform and beat just about any team. But they just haven't been showing up.
They have talent. They're just underperforming to a crazy level.
Yeah, they are very much underperforming.
If you were to just look at the players, right, even today, they had Samari. It hasn't quite worked with him in the Prem. They've got Dewsbury Hall, who's like everything our fans actually want Conor Gallagher to be. Is like Dewsbury Hall to a much lower key. But he's at Leicester, so he doesn't get the hype, right? I get it. And they've got Ndidi, they brought out the bench. You've still got Vardy up top. Barnes is fit. Barnes was a menace today. You've got guys like Jose Perez, Kelechi off the bench. Like, these are talented players. We can make all the jokes we want about Leicester and all this, but like, these are not nobodies in terms of Premier League football. You know, like teams like this, especially when you go down to 10, and it's one thing playing with 10 men for 20 minutes. We did it for 65.
Yeah, we did it for most of the game.
That's why, like, for me, could we have defended better in an ideal world? Yes. But, dude, the energy levels you have to spend to make up that gap of an extra person all across the board, as much as it's physically tiring, it's mentally fatiguing as well. So a lot of stuff I saw in the last 15, 20 minutes, I'm going to kind of just let it go, because I don't want to blame the guys who were forced to pick up Gallagher's slack for the poor decision he made. Because as a team, you prep all week, right? The lineup gets put out, you've got your tactics, and then boom, 2 yellow cards, the second one being asinine, within a 5-minute span. Your coach is already suspended off the touchline. You've already got a lot of stuff to deal with. Like, you're like, what? You kind of look around, it's understandable, and you're like, what the fuck, dude? What do we do? So, hey, like, the team had to work through that. So I get it, man. Like,
I get it, and I respect it too. It's good to see that they showed up when they're supposed to. You know, it's not. A lot of people like to say that this team only shows up during momentous occasions, big games, but it's nice to see that the mentality kicked in today, even when we were 10 men down against a Leicester, which on their day, when they decide to not underperform, they could easily give us a game. I mean, we did lose a FA Champions League final. Wow. We did lose a FA Cup final to this very same team, minus like maybe 1 or 2 players. But Chris, I wanted to go to you. Your overall thoughts on the game. I mean, how do you feel about the result?
All, but
no, I feel like they did, but maybe you may have something to add.
Like, you know, I've been like feeling really shitty today.
There were some things that were said that I'm gonna come back to, but if you want to go ahead and touch on those,
I remember like Peter saying we got the result in there. I think job done. Like we went 10 man down quite early on. Like, I will say we are quite lucky. Like Peter said, they have got good players, but I think it's like a very poor form Leicester. Like I'm very lucky it's like Leicester right now, because going 10 men that early, and then even Mendy going near post, like you got conceded from near post. Like we had like little like mistakes in the game, but like I thought we actually performed decent. In a way, because we did go 10 men. We made a keeper made a mistake. I thought Reece James, Cucurella. We are so lucky to have good wing backs like them. Like last season when Reece James kept getting injured, Chilwell injured, Cucurella. Now we got Cucurella to help. We are very lucky to have them, and you know what, Sterling, he got his first goal today. Well, it's 2 goals today, but you know he got his first goal. What a goal! Like we need an attacker to do that. Mason Mount may do it a couple of times, but we don't have enough attackers to do it. You know, and
Yeah.
Sterling can bring that to the table. So yeah, I'm very pleased with the result. But like, I would just say that because you know I'm dying.
It's okay. Let us carry the weight because all of the dick sucking you had to do for Timo. Anyways,
That is
let's
private.
listen. Let's go ahead and start with Mendy. Prime did touch on this. I don't know if I feel the same exact sentiment about replacing him. I look with Mendy. I fall into two camps right now. I'm on the fence about it, and it's like I want to bench Mendy because I need him to be that world-class goalkeeper he was at, a world-class level he was at when he first joined the club. This is Champions League Mendy, the same Mendy that made incredible saves against Leeds, incredible saves against Man City during that final, and Real Madrid with Benzema. Like, Mendy has it in him. I think he's just, ever since that African Cup of Nations, I feel like he's just been too comfortable in that position. And maybe it's this mentality that like, oh, I don't have to try my best too hard because one, my defense has me. I have good defenders around me. I don't need to be as sharp maybe. Or the other part of it being that like, oh, my position isn't in jeopardy. Kepa's not going to start over me. The gaffer really likes me. I'm the number one keeper here. I feel like I'm not opposed to putting Kepa in for a game or two just to like get Mendy to wake the fuck up. Replacing Mendy though, I don't know. Who would you replace him with, Prime?
No, I'm not talking about this summer. I'm talking about like next summer.
Next summer.
If his form and stuff, because I believe that spell with the Champions League and stuff was just him having great form. Like I don't believe he's actually a top goalkeeper like that, or world-class goalkeeper like that. Because as much as you can say it's the same goalkeeper that was brilliant against Real Madrid and everything, it's not. This is the goalkeeper that's making mistakes, that is at part costing us games, and he's not just like this season. He's been doing that since I can remember West Ham last season, which was
he's done
December
it. But like, Prime, wouldn't you argue like even it's great form and all that, but like a lot of great players go through good patches of good form and bad form. Like, wouldn't you argue that is Mendy at his best, and he can be at his best if he's challenged?
But again, I could have said the same thing about it with Kepa, and at least with the Kepa stuff, he was playing in front of a horrific defense. Like with Mendy, like he's not playing in front of, he's not playing in a Lampard system where we had no defensive structure. Like, again, maybe I'm being reactionary. That's why I'm saying we'll give it the season and see how it goes. But next summer, if it doesn't improve, I would get a top class goalkeeper.
I don't necessarily agree with this comment.
Someone who I want personally.
That's not a bad shout, and I agree with you on that one, Prime. That would be a nice shout, and that would be a nice, healthy, competitive. Because both of those keepers, I'm pretty sure, are good. I would argue that Magnan, is that how you say his name? Maignan, I would argue he's probably better, but it would be like they're both. I guess Maignan is like still developing into this top class keeper, but I feel like that'd be good at healthy competition because they're at about a decent equal level. I don't agree with this comment though. Mendy said this multiple times today, even though he wasn't at his best, he would have conceded at least 2 more goals with Kepa in today. I would argue. You agree with that, Pete?
I don't at all.
Oh, because I would argue that near post goal that we conceded, Kepa would have saved. That would not have happened. And this is something that I've been debating with people. NNP, I'd like for you to chip in on this. I've been debating with people about this whole Kepa situation. I know everyone likes to say like, oh, if Kepa's in goal, we're going to just concede long shots and the teams are going to be incentivized to shoot from distance and Kepa can't save long shots. I would argue that with the defense that we have right now and the way our formation is set up, when we have our midfielders, when we have a healthy Jorginho, I would argue that we do very well to not concede long shots at all. why is it that because Mendy's in goal, players aren't going to try long shots? Not like Mendy can save all of them. It's not like he's invincible to long shots. So, Pete, I don't know what you think about that comment.
To start with the comment, like you can say we can say that, yes, but if Kepa's in goal, there's no guarantee we don't lose possession how we did in the lead up to the first goal, anyways.
Fair enough.
Yeah, once he's at the near post, Kepa might concede that as well. The issue isn't Mendy at his near post, guys. Peel it back a layer further and look 10 seconds earlier in the move. Look at how Leicester got the ball back. That is the real problem with that goal. Yeah, keepers got. To be fair to Harvey Barnes, he's fairly two-footed, and he put his laces through that, and that went in right on the inside of the post. Mendy probably should still be covering that, but that's not the real issue for me. The more worrying trend is Mendy's feet on the medium to longer distance kicks. It's not that it's not where it needs to be, it's that it's nowhere close. I'm less annoyed when he hits it out of play, because that is annoying, but then teams have to restart with a throw-in, and you're able to get behind the ball and be more structured. But when you're just dumping it in the middle to other players, that is the shortest possible route they can take to our goal. It was Tielemans or somebody picked it up to Vardy.
Havertz lost the ball. I remember that, unfortunately.
Barnes to Vardy. Vardy around the corner is 1v1. And then from there, it's like Thiago Silva did the right thing. You're asking him to shoot it at that angle and try the goalkeeper's near post. As a goalkeeper, you got to be prepped. Like, the defending, once we were in the situation, wasn't bad. It's just we got put in a bad situation on our own. It's not like we were in the trenches. Leicester kind of scored out of nowhere to that point in the match. You know, that is my problem. And I see Mendy does stuff like that too often. It's the feet put us under pressure. Like, we don't even have to talk about the first one we conceded at Leeds last week. It's like that kind of stuff is more worrying to me than getting beat on your near post the odd time, because everybody gets beat on their post once in a while. It's the decision making and just I don't want to say it's a lack of focus because I don't know. I've never met the guy, but that's what it looks like from here. And that's the more alarming thing. You know, everybody goes through great form and goes through bad form, but if your effort and focus levels are consistent, you can pretty much find your way back to your true level over time. He's dropped off so much in the last 8 months compared to where he was the
exactly.
That's
mind you, I'm not saying that Kepa is the solution. I feel like I'm the type of person that wants to play these players based on merit. If Mendy isn't putting up the performances that he should be putting up at his level, at this level of the game, we know what he's capable of. We know what he can do. Then give Kepa a shot, because to be fair to Kepa, if he didn't miss that penalty during, what was it, the FA Cup, boys, or was it the Carabao Cup? I can't remember.
Carabao Cup, when he missed his pen.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that penalty, or that shootout in general where he didn't save a single fucking penalty, if it wasn't for that, that's the first time. If it wasn't for that, then Kepa would probably still be playing some games here or there. You know, like it's not like Tuchel dislikes him completely like a Lampard style and doesn't talk to him, doesn't want him in the team at all. Like, Tuchel sees that there's a talented goalkeeper in Kepa. It's just that Mendy's better in a lot of other categories where it matters in these kind of games. I'm just saying, put a little bit of fire under Mendy's ass, get him going. Maybe it'll help. But even with this comment here, like, I agree with this. Maybe with the corners, it's a little harder for Kepa. Kepa will just punch out the ball rather than catch it. Mendy's got the length, the height over him. But
their service was disgusting, though. Like,
I think they had it worse than us. We complained about not getting past the near post. They couldn't do it at all today.
Yeah, like their service. Like, I don't know if, in general, would I rather have Mendy on corners than Kepa? Yes, but none of them were beating the first guy anyway. So, like, it could have had you in goal, Marshall. It wouldn't have fucking mattered.
Fair enough.
In that aspect, it wouldn't have mattered. It's not like I wasn't like, oh my god, you know how Perisic basically put that corner in a perfect spot 2 weeks ago? I was under no fear that last corner was going anywhere. I was like, they've been trash all day. They're not just gonna whip in some perfect Roberto Carlos-esque ball. It's not gonna happen. But no, I don't actually think the solution, guys, is dropping any of the main players after 4 games. I think that is like, in terms of squad politics, that's a good way to lose the group. Look, at the end of the day, some of these players who have earned Tuchel's trust over his tenure
Yeah.
have a longer leash in terms of stuff they can get away with, and we need to acknowledge that and accept that reality, right?
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Guys like Mendy, guys like Mount, guys like Thiago Silva, guys like
Havertz.
when he's fit, guys like Havertz. However we feel about them as players, guys like Jorginho, as much as most of our fan base doesn't want to acknowledge this, they've been in the trenches with Tuchel, and they're the guys on which a lot of the success has been achieved. Those guys are, right? In terms of the guys that are still here. They are going to get more chances. They're going to get more patience. They're going to get more support than some of their counterparts. That's just the way it is. Like, there's a comment here saying, bro, you're so unlucky. Bro, you're 20. It's 4 games into the year. Remember, all that talk about Chalobah going on loan, all that talk this week, look at the performance Chalobah put in. Just be patient, and your minutes will come. Be patient. Bro, be patient. The Silky German hasn't shown me anything that told me he's keeping you out of the team for 9 months. Be patient, and you will get your time. Like, I'm telling you, it's a long season, man. We're only 4 games in. We got 4 league games left.
We need to get a chance for sure.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be reactive and all that. So I'm trying to like reserve all this like, oh, these players got to go and all these players need to be benched and swapped. Like I am trying to reserve it. I just want to see.
Point about Mendy though, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're talking about like long-term solutions, guys. Mendy was only supposed to be a short-term solution when he got bought.
That is true, actually. Now that you think about it,
like Mendy, the only reason Mendy is here is because Kepa's form was so woeful that our manager, rightfully at the time, felt he needed an alternative. Mendy was originally brought in to kind of just push Kepa. That was the thing. And then Mendy played so well, you couldn't take him out of the team. So we need to understand.
Gabriel on point here.
But exactly. He was a stopgap, a shot stopper, but he's not like the modern keeper kind of build. Like, we need to understand this. And, like, yes, Mendy's first year was so great. Winning the UCL was fantastic. But, like, stop getting your expectations out of line with this reality. No matter how Mendy's time ends at this club, he's been a massive success. And
hell yeah.
I
still think, and I know someone called me out for it. I think it may have been EE, or I don't remember who it was, but I still think Mendy is one of the greatest signings in the Roman era. I'm not going to take that.
100%. We signed a goalkeeper, won the UEFA Goalkeeper of the Year, and helped us win 29.
I think it was Velvishon, actually. Velvishon called me out on that. But I still think, even though he made that stupid mistake against Leeds, you got to take into consideration what he did for us during that Champions League run. He was fucking incredible that season.
Guys, like,
what was that one game he had a really good game? Was it where the Real Madrid
Real Madrid when he saved Benzema's fucking goal? Holy crap!
Yeah, that shot, like it's going bottom left.
I'm sorry, Mendy could have 10 clangers in a row. He's still one of our best signings in recent memory.
Yeah, considering how much you're paying for him too, you know, because he was so cheap. He was dirt cheap
when we were in the trenches with Kepa.
He was dirt cheap.
That's crazy. 22 mil.
Like, I'm sorry.
Oh, he's older. He's on the older side.
No, age. Oh, my bad.
You know, it is what it is, man. Like, we need to, as fans, I feel like too much of this is. We need to remember, Kepa's the one who cost 72 mil. Mendy cost 29.
I think Mendy's on less than 100K as well.
We're treating Mendy as if he's supposed to have always been our long-term keeper. That was literally Petr Cech using his old connections at his previous club to get their keeper at the back end of a window. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And it worked out for us. So yes, can we get a new keeper next year? I'm down. It's cool. I'm fine with that.
There's not many keepers out there. It's just up for scouting, I think.
But I agree with what Prime said earlier with Maignan. I think that would be a solid signing for us, and he can be someone that develops into like a really world-class goalkeeper. I'm trying to see if Arsenal are going to concede right now, and they did not. Okay, anyways. So, sorry, boys. We're watching the game in the background. Fulham should have passed it to Mitrovic, whatever. Yeah, it was terrible. Anyways, Chris, I wanted to get you to start this off. Overall, Chalobah's performance, and I've been talking about this a little bit too. I know people have been concerned about, why are we linking Chalobah to leaving, going to PSG or not PSG? I'm sorry, Red Bull, Leipzig.
I don't understand why we would let him go as well. Because
let me elaborate. let me elaborate, Chris, and then you can go ahead and counter argue my point.
Yeah.
I think with Chalobah, we've seen good and bad with him. And the thing about Chalobah is that lately, ever since he's come out of that injury, I feel like he hasn't been the same. And during that preseason friendly, we saw how he just was he opened the floodgates for Arsenal to just pummel us. And I know it's preseason, everyone's gonna say preseason and all that and this and that, but you got to take into consideration also, what is the manager seeing when he's in training, when he's doing drills with these players and seeing them every day. Like, you even like when we had that open training at the bridge, people were saying how our finishers can't finish, and that is concerning. Chalobah today, I think he had a solid performance.
Yeah.
The Vardy thing could have been better. Not the Vardy thing. I'm sorry. There were some moments where I was like, "Hey, Ian Nacho's on his own. What are you doing, Chalobah? Mark your man." Like, I was calling him out at points, but overall, he didn't really step a foot wrong. Was he good enough today, Chris?
Yeah, I would say he's definitely good enough. But the thing is, I don't know why we would get rid of him as a backup, because last season, barring his mistakes, he caused a few penalties and everything, but like, he's young. Like, I think every person should expect a young player to make mistakes. Like, you can still show your quality and make mistakes. You can improve on that. So, okay, not to do that next time or whatever he does when he makes those mistakes. But like, yeah, like him as a backup, he can really do a job and everything. And today, I thought he did a great job. Like, came in. I didn't see all of it fully because like every time it crossed into the box and we was on a stream or whatever watching it, it was a bit blurry. But like, yeah, he seemed like he handled himself aerial, in the air and everything. Tackling, he did well. Even when I think it was Vardy who came off for a counter attack, he did go down to the ground, but like he did give it his all for that. So yeah, I thought he did pretty good. Like, honestly, it's just a solid performance. I didn't see anything like like he did anything. I don't know, like he didn't show like everything, I guess, but like I just thought he just showed like a decent performance, solid. And that's what backup should be for. Like, as a backup, a solid performance, like something like that. Just something like that, just to come in and help. But yeah, I didn't think I see too much of him. Just like, I thought we was just solid today. That's why I didn't see too much of him.
Bro, I thought
my phone is killing me, man.
Chalobah, dude, it wasn't his best game. I'm not like, it wasn't early Chalobah breaking into the team level.
Yeah.
But also, like, we played a man down. They put on like 6 attacking players for the last half an hour. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, they had Perez, Iheanacho, Vardy, Barnes, Tielemans. They had their fullbacks high up, stuff like that. Like,
Peter, I don't mean to interrupt you, but Mitrovic just scored for Fulham, by the way. And it was a pretty, Mitrovic just scored for Fulham.
Hey,
and Gabriel had a howler.
Yes.
I also just realized that Bernd Leno is on the other end, and he just saved a pretty good Jesus shot.
Yeah,
but, I'm sorry, Peter. Go ahead, bro.
But nah, as far as like Chalobah, like, I need people to flash back to Andreas Christensen's first season.
Oh yeah.
How did we feel about him at the time? How did people totally overreact to him making a mistake against Barca in a tie, which we were never going to win if we're keeping it a buck, because Conte is our coach and we set up like pussies anyways. But like, yeah, we can all blame Christensen for Cesc being slow as a fucking snail and us conceding that goal at Stamford Bridge against Barca. But like, we weren't going to win the UCL anyway. Stop fucking crying. Right? Like, get over it. He's a kid. He made a mistake. Chalobah's a young guy. He's made mistakes. He took his chance when he got it. He's happy to fill in when called upon. And guys, I know like it's a bit simplistic, but when we start, a lot of the time, when he starts, we win. And I'm not saying he's the reason we win, but in terms of being a backup and performing a role in this squad, I don't know how you can get much better realistically at this point in the window than a guy like Chalobah. We're going to sign a center back. He's not going to play all these minutes all the time, but we can trust Chalobah to fill in games like this. Yes,
let me ask you guys this. How do you feel about all these links about him going out on a loan?
Horrible.
Now that Fofana's coming in, it might be something that happens.
Horrible. The numbers don't allow it. Horrible idea. Atrocious. If we want to play a back three, our options for center back realistically are Azpilicueta, Chalobah, Fofana, should he sign, God willing, Koulibaly, and Thiago Silva.
Would you say, Pete? Would you say that like Aspie signing that contract extension is kind of put spanner in the works?
In terms of Chalobah, no.
Yeah.
No, okay. I always looked at it as like realistically, Colwill or Chalobah will be sent on loan, and that Colwill loan was sorted with Brighton wanting us wanting Cucurella. But no, just in terms of numbers, because even if we use like a back four,
in terms of numbers, yeah.
Center backs, Chalobah's our fourth center back. He is, So like we can't, because Azpilicueta is not playing in a 4. I'm sorry, he's not playing center back in a 4. That isn't happening. Tuchel's not. I hope he's not that insane. If he is, I'm Tuchel out. I'll be
Damn.
It's not even like I think Chalobah's amazing and he's gonna have a long 20-year career. No, it's not even that. I haven't really spoken about his qualities as a player, just as a pure player at all. It's just from the numbers sense, that would be like us loaning out Chilwell. No, don't do that.
That'd be weird. That'd be so strange.
It's people like, oh yeah, get him. No, guys. I know some of you don't rate Chalobah, and it's cool to hate on him, and he has some mistakes in him, right? He needs to iron out some things in this game, but like this was his first start all season. It was a pretty chaotic scenario, just in general. You're playing against somebody like Jamie Vardy, who's tough to play against at your best. It's not like he's running out there against Bournemouth's front line today. It would be nice. That's not how it is. Like. Chalobah has to stay. We're one injury away in those positions from being in the trenches if he goes. It's just it's one of those things, man. And I like him. I'm sorry,
I do like him too.
He is the embodiment of what our academy should be for with our team, filling holes in our squads when we need to. And he played like 2,400 minutes last year. That's a lot of football on all counts. He'll get the minutes if he stays.
Prime, did you wanted to add anything about Chalobah and his performance today, or even the links about him leaving at all? Are you for it? Do you think it doesn't make sense? Because I'm with Peter. I don't think it really makes sense logistically, numbers wise. We're one injury away from being desperately in need to put Chalobah in there as like a regular player.
Everyone knows my thoughts on Chalobah, that I don't rate him. I don't think he's that great, but like I don't agree with him going. Like it's weird. The Cobham stands want all our youth players to be in the team and get a chance and stuff, but yet they also advocate for them all going. Like when you look at our centre back depth now, even now with this for example, this Koulibaly red card, like who else did we have to play? Like Chalobah was there and I advocated for him playing, but like Aspie, like as much as I love him, like he's done right now. The other option is play Cucurella there and play Chilwell left wing back, who's probably not ready to be starting games right now. Like our depth is bad, which is why we need him. And it also would have been great if Cole didn't actually leave on loan, or not leave on loan, we sold him, whichever one it was. Like I think Chalobah's good enough to be staying here as depth. I don't mind him staying. I don't mind him playing. I'd rather him play right centre back than Reece James, because I don't like seeing Ruben our right wing back. So yeah, he's here. He can definitely get a lot of minutes in this team. Like I don't get what Chelsea fans love to complain about.
I keep hearing people, man, I don't get it. Why is everyone disrespecting Aspie? I keep hearing people saying like Aspie's not good enough for the team anymore. He should be gone. And he shouldn't have signed that contract, or we shouldn't have signed the extension and stuff. Like I get it as a right way.
It's in terms of having him as a starter. Like I love Aspie, but in terms of having him as a starter, I don't want.
You don't think he can start every game now and again? Like as long as we're not playing him 5 games in a row, I think he could start at the RCB.
It's not the amount of games; it's the level of what we're playing against.
Yeah, like I wouldn't want him to start versus like a Liverpool, or like a Man City.
Like he held his own against Everton. Everton are pretty toothless up top, right? Like if we play a Bournemouth, I'm cool with Azpilicueta playing. Even if but like today, like Leicester, That's Harvey Barnes and Jamie Vardy. I don't really want Azpilicueta running down the channels against either of those guys.
Yeah, I feel that.
It's more like a matchup-based thing. And I think, like, what Prime is saying is, like, we don't really have the numbers to spare, man. And I agree with him. Like, I don't even rate Chalobah super high either. I think there's a lot of things in the game he could work on. But in terms of keeping a squad together and being able to last the season, Azpilicueta as our only backup doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make any sense. Like,
Yeah.
Considering Thiago Silva's next birthday will be his 39th birthday, like, guys, let's be serious. If we're gonna rely on him to play 60 games, then we're stupid.
Yeah. No, yeah, and it's always a scare. Whenever that man goes down, it's always like, please don't be injured. Please don't be injured. Please don't be.
That one injury could be the end of it as well. Like, when you're older, it takes a while to recover. And, you know, he's like turning 39 or whatever Peter said. So he's not getting any younger.
But also for me, like ideally, I don't want to see.
I'm sorry, Prime. They just drew 1-1.
1-1.
That's a jammy goal by Odegaard, but continue.
For me, ideally, like I don't want to see Thiago Silva be playing like a lot of games every week. Like I know he's good enough in terms of maybe his physical condition and stuff, but like just based on his age, and he could be prone to an injury, and if he's gone, then we're in desperate trouble. I don't want him playing a lot of games, which is why we also still need Chalobah. Like, we don't have depth in that. We don't have depth at centre back. So, like, it's the thing of if he goes, then we have no one else, which means we then have to spend on another guy, and Chelsea fans will complain again. Like, you can't win, can you?
Yeah. Well, speaking of depth. I can't talk, not death. I'm not talking about death. Death. Anyways, I have to bring this comment up. Where is it? It is right here. Okay, let's talk about Gallagher. Today, I think who said it earlier? I think Prime, or was it Pete, that this Gallagher in the pivot experiment has to end.
We're both Prime and I are both on the same lines with this. It could have been.
I agree. I have to agree. It's not gonna work. I'm sorry. Like Tuchel, this is one thing that frustrates me about Tuchel is
this is the most frustrating thing.
Yeah, it's playing these players out of position, and Gallagher is like one of the most blatant out of position players in this formation specifically. Look, if you're going to be playing Gallagher in the midfield, he has to play as an 8 at least. You can't be playing him as a 6. You can do like a 3-5-2 or a 4-2-2-2-2, whatever, 2-2-2 infinite twos.
No bench, man. I'll be real.
I don't know about bench. Like, I feel like he has a lot to provide in the attacking portions of the field.
But whole bench, man. I'll be so real.
All right, well, let's talk about it then. You don't think that as an attacker, he can create and he can do what he did at Crystal Palace as one of, like, let's just say, let's replace Mason Mount and let's put Gallagher in his place. No. You don't think Gallagher would do bits in that position?
Not necessarily, no. Because as much as I don't particularly rate Mount's end product in terms of like delivery and creation, that's not really what we were seeing from Conor Gallagher at Palace, is it? Like, he was more the late runs into the box, like a writhing midfield player that, like, picking up pockets of space, and he was more the end product man. But for our setup, right, if we're going to use 8s, that means we're taking off an attacking player. We're probably playing Sterling and Havertz or Broja through the middle. We're compromising our system. Does that make any sense to compromise our system for Conor fucking Gallagher? Like, respectfully, I like you, Gallagher. I want you to make it somewhere. But look, man, we have Kovacic, we have Jorginho, we have wingbacks that we would all acknowledge are pretty fucking good, and Cucurella and Reece. Let's just use what they're best at. This way, the only person who can really complain about being out of position in our current setup is Mount. And hey, man, do your best for the team. Like, I trust Mount to perform that role, be a square peg in a round hole, more so than Conor. So, even like,
how do we feel about this one, though?
I think
now that I brought up,
I think this is suicidal as well, man. Why are we so bent on putting these Cobham kids in positions they're not used to?
I mean, the thing is that like Ampadu has played as a CDM previously for Sheffield. He's played it for Sheffield, and I'm pretty sure he's played it for Venezia. But then again, I know the caliber
Did it
isn't
for
the
us
same.
as well. Under
Has he?
Sarri.
Yeah.
Yeah, under
Yeah, there
Sarri.
you
He
go.
was,
Like a few
like,
games.
yeah, but that's the thing though. We've had Ampadu's played there, Gilmore's played there. Like, they're better options to have than having Gallagher, even Mount.
I mean, from that
Apparently
perspective, yes.
Mount,
I hear.
yeah, but Mount, but like, there's players who've actually played that. Mount trained in there during preseason.
No,
Like, I would rather play
that
Mount there.
From that perspective, I get you. But like, guys, Gilmore doesn't even have a number. That is.
I know, but that's my point. It's like, I don't get.
Doesn't make sense. I get you. We're on the same page.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Any sense. Like, we don't have to use Conor Gallagher. I understand the sentiment in the comments, but like, Ampadu as this, like, guys, we might not rate Gilmore. Some of you might think he's shit. That's fine. He's played in this exact setup in this team to a good level. He's shown us.
Mm-hmm.
No one else that we're trying, and the alternatives to Kovacic and Conte and Jorginho, besides Gilmore, have done that. No one else. It's like, hey guys, Billy Gilmore, I don't rate you too tough, but hey, we need you now, man. Go play. And like, I understand we have reservations about Ruben in the pivot. I get it. That's fine. He's filling in. He's doing his best. But I would have rather seen today Ruben in the pivot than Gallagher. I would have rather. Basically, we started Gallagher over Azpilicueta. I would have rather started Azpilicueta, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think I can agree. Just because, like, Gallagher ain't it, man. And you see how much it hinders Jorginho to have to compensate for Gallagher's inability to play in that 6 role. And even today, man, like, Gallagher, I look, like I said, Cucurella, that I know that pass wasn't great. You know, it doesn't help Gallagher in any sense of the word. But man, you don't even have to tackle the guy. You could just jockey him or put a little bit of like a body into it. You're on a yellow, man. How are you gonna do that? It's not like they didn't even really have like a clear counterattack going for them. And then he gets himself sent off, potentially jeopardizes the team. Luckily for us, we were able to keep it together and not be jeopardized. But what I don't get is like, and we talked about this last stream, I don't get how Tuchel doesn't see that there's an issue here. You had 2 players out with injury, Kova and Conte, and now you're down to just Jorginho in your number 6 role. You don't want to play you don't have a DM that can play a single pivot role. Jorginho's the closest thing you have to that. Why don't you see, like, when you're asked about acquiring another midfielder, you claim that you have enough. And I don't know if it's because you're trying to defend a team or it's because you really genuinely think that you have enough players.
It's because we brought 2 new midfielders as well, right? Like those 2 youngsters from Inter and Aston Villa, right? So maybe that's why. Like, we got depth there. He's thinking maybe they're gonna like be in a squad or whatever. Like,
maybe they're gonna grow into the roles in this kind of term where like Jorginho and Conte are leaving. It'll be some sort of succession plan kind of shit. Maybe.
But I think we need a striker more than a midfielder still, because like we don't have a proper striker. Kai Havertz won't do it all season. He's not doing much this season anyway. He hasn't even scored a single goal.
I'll be honest with you.
Yes, Roma 1-1. Tammy Abraham. Sorry,
he scared the shit out of me. Prime, just like, what the fuck is going on?
That's one of the few times I've ever cheered Tammy's name. So.
Oh God. Okay. Well, we might actually get into
Tammy
the
is good. Just let it go. He's a good striker, man.
What is that Inter Milan youngster?
Okay, we'll get to that Tammy point in a minute because we had a whole debate about this on Discord.
He's not level, but he's not a bad player. Like, we need to stop.
So I haven't seen him play.
I'll propose a question to you in a little bit, Pete, and you let me know what you'd rather do. I'd be interesting to hear this debate, and I'd be interested to hear what chat has to say about
the Germans. I'm taking Tammy Buyback.
Anyways, back to the attack, or we're talking about Chris with getting a striker. I would argue, and I'm starting to lean more towards this. I would argue that a big part of why our attack is failing now is because of the lack of depth that we have in midfield. Like the closest thing we have to a creator, and he doesn't create enough, is Kovacic. I mean, Jorginho does what he does for the most part, but he's mostly the possession midfielder, not the interceptor, but like retaining the possession, regaining the possession, passing the ball, and making the play from the back. We don't have really anyone that moves to the front lines and creates. Like, we know that Kante's passing is not up to par. He's the guy that breaks up the play and stops the team from doing what they want to do. Kova, you would argue, is the same type of style of player, except he'll make the runs into the box offensively, but he's not like, and I know I've argued that there's no one like Cesc out there. It seems like he was just so one of a kind, but even like a De Bruyne or I don't know if I want to put Bruno into this argument. I mean, who else is out there that is like a creator, like a De Bruyne in football right now? A Modric, Kroos. We don't have a player like that, and I know that we don't. I know that we don't finish our chances. I feel like we need to start creating more chances and consistently. I know sometimes we do create a lot.
That job, like create.
But we should also have the option to do it through the midfield. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if I was gonna bring. I'm not sure how like creative Ruben Neves. I think he's more of like one of those like proper DMs. I think I'd rather like someone like Ruben, because we're not gonna get Frankie De Jong. I would love Frankie De Jong. He would actually help create.
Yeah.
But I if we're gonna sign a midfielder now, like has to be like, for me, it has to be someone like Ruben Neves. He can create though. I have seen him pass, so he can ping a ball. I'm just not sure how like consistent he is at creating. If that like makes sense.
I reserve judgment until I see all these players actually playing together, who are like supposed to be our best players.
Yeah, of course. I just feel that like
I hear it, but like, dude, we've been mixing and matching since match day 1. Our squad is clearly
yeah.
We have random suspensions because people decide to get second yellows in situations. We have like random injuries and shit. We have transfer sagas and all this. Like, can we just kind of like get it all in the door once the window closes? Play a few. Because I have a theory, and I don't think it's a crazy theory. I think we play better going forward with Jorginho and Kovacic in the team.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's crazy at all. Just because they're better retaining possession, and they're better in terms of stifling teams. I don't think that's a crazy opinion. Somebody in the comments probably be mad at me. That's not me saying I don't like N'Golo Kante. I love him. Just from a purely attacking sense, we saw it against Everton. Kante was nowhere. And then we saw a type of Kante game like against Tottenham. He was dope. Kante has niche uses. He should be used for specific things. But like in terms of our general play, I think Jorginho and Kovacic give us the best platform going forward. They haven't started a single game together this year. Kovacic has never really played. Today was his first minutes playing with Cucurella. Never really played with him before. Like our wing backs, now that Reece is fit and back to doing Reece things, Cucurella looks like he's sliding right in. We've got Koulibaly, who will be back next game. We got like a more progressive passing center back on that side. If the Fofana deal is ironed out, we'll see what the right-hand side combines. We have to see how things fit together before me saying we can't definitely do this. I don't think it'll solve the problems. Prime and I had the conversation previously, but I think we'll be performing to a consistent level above what we were performing at last year. Could everybody get injured again, then we're shit out of luck. I don't have to tell you. But I just want to see what it looks like before saying we definitely can't do this without X. We don't even have all the pieces together yet. I don't know.
Fair enough. I guess I'm basing it a lot of what happened last season when we had the similar attack and the similar midfield combo or lack thereof too. And touching on Declared's comment here, I don't know. I feel like we're going to have this issue with Raheem at one point where we're going to create a lot and he's going to miss chances. Like, I mean, we've been lucky that he scored the 2 that he had today. He was going to have a hat trick. He had a fantastic game today. And in my opinion, man of the match. And I know you guys are agreeing with that in the poll. But I feel like there's gonna be moments where he doesn't get that many chances, and right now we're very forgiving because we're excited about the signing. He's new and he's been looking electric, but there's gonna come a point where we're gonna start seeing frustrations of Sterling, that the same frustrations you would have if he was playing for the UK or if he was playing during the Man City game and you would be watching a Man City game. It's still there. I still see the Sterling frustrations, and there's going to come a point where we don't create enough chances. Sterling is going to have a few opportunities. He's not going to put them away, and then are we going to get angry at Sterling, or are we going to get angry at midfield or our wing backs for not creating enough opportunities? So I don't know. Like what Pete says, I think, yeah, I'm going to reserve judgment. Let's wait to see who we get. If Aubameyang comes in, Barack Aubameyang, fucking, or
I would make
if we
more of
get
a
someone
case.
else, Gordon,
Like,
who knows?
I guess the question is, like, do any of you think Havertz is hitting double digits this year?
Well,
In goals.
honestly, that's.
Yes, in
I'm
goals.
glad you brought that up
In
because
Premier
that's the
League.
next topic is Havertz.
Yes, Chris, in Premier League. Premier
No,
League goals, brother.
no.
All right, so
He's-
then, like,
he's
that's
not a
the real
natural
issue
striker.
here, right? Like, because I think if we all were like, how many do you think Sterling's scoring? The answers would be between 10 and 15.
Probably,
Mhm.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'll say 15 just because I think he's good enough, and our wingbacks are
Yeah,
good
yeah.
enough. I'm banking on them being fit. Like, I'm telling you, Cucurella's going to have 5 assists to Sterling, and Reece is going to have 6 or 7.
Yep.
Mhm.
He just is. Like, provided they all stay fit and play together, that's just a system thing. Reece likes hitting those areas. Cucurella is able to play first-time balls at good pace and, like, spot those runs and stuff, right? We almost saw it today. Like,
Mhm.
Cucurella could have had 2 assists to Sterling. Reece had 1.
Yeah.
You know, Danny Ward tipped that, like, stud onto the post. Great save from Danny Ward to keep them in the game at that point. But, like, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. We need goals from other people. It's not like Sterling's going to run
We
up there
do.
and drop 30.
That's
Yeah,
what
we
we need.
do it. Particularly from our attack, not our defense, right, Pete?
And by other people, I mean other attacking players, not just other people.
Yeah.
Of course, we need them from other people. But, like, if Sterling
Yeah.
gets 15, Havertz gets me 9, and Mount gets me 7, that's not
Mhm.
good. If Sterling gets me 15, Havertz gets me 14, and Mount gets me like 10, then I'm looking at almost 40 goals between 3 guys. And then we're a lot better off than we were last year. You know what I mean?
I do want to address this comment here real quick. He might get a free pass with Tuchel. He doesn't get a free pass on this channel.
Oh,
I'm
not
pretty
at
sure
all.
every time he plays bad, we're like there to like call him out on it. And we've been saying for the last few games now, I think we all agree that Mount should be benched. We should try to start someone else. I would argue let's try Gallagher in Mount's position, see how he does. If we get Fofana, put Fofana at the RCB, put Reece James at right wing back, and let's even try Ruben Loftus-Cheek in that position, even though Ruben has been looking pretty decent at right wing back. And if he does well in Mount's position, who's to say he doesn't make an argument to be in the starting 11? Ruben Loftus-Cheek has not been doing too bad this season, if I had to be honest with you guys. I can't really criticize Ruben much this season. But back to the attack. I feel like Havertz definitely had a better game today. And we were talking about goal scoring with Havertz. I'll be honest with you. Unlike Sterling, it seems Havertz hasn't been getting too many opportunities to shoot on goal. He lost that opportunity against Spurs. And did he have something on Leeds? I don't think he did. I'm starting to think that maybe Havertz is being... That second half is all the more reason I believe this. Havertz is being given more of a support role, like an Olivier Giroud type of role of just help build up the attack, and Sterling or someone else will be there to put it away. And I know, like, maybe it's a cop out because I like Havertz so much, but I thought he looked a lot better in that second half. He was a part of that build up for that Cucurella and Sterling assist. I think not even. Well, actually, he may have. And he's definitely there for the Reece James assist as well. So I don't know. I think Havertz may be that invisible support in the attack. And maybe he won't be getting that many goals. Maybe because he's not really playing as a striker. Today he was playing more of like as a second striker, supporting Sterling.
He could have sorted his feet out when Amarte handed him the ball on a plate. He could have got a shot at goal. But I understand Havertz isn't on the end of a lot of chances.
Yeah.
But like part of that is also like Sterling goes sniffing for his chances. And he's very optimistic. We've seen it. He scored a couple goals that ended up being offsides for us, but he's in those positions. He puts himself in those positions. You know? Yeah, he did score a tap-in. That's great. Good run, good timing, all that stuff. Kind of got spoon-fed to him. But the first one, he picked up the ball in the half turn, got a deflected shot, scored. But like you have to be opportunistic with it. You know? Gabrielle is commenting saying Sterling should have stayed on and Broja for Havertz. Bro, to be honest, we have a game in 3 days. I don't mind taking Sterling off after 75 minutes to kind of keep him kind of fresh because we're going to need him. You know?
Yes.
Like, I don't mind it. Would I have liked to see Broja today? I wouldn't have minded.
Yeah, I would have loved it.
We have a game in 3 days. My bold prediction is Broja starts at Southampton. So does Kai Havertz and so does Raheem Sterling.
That's a little cruel on Tuchel, right? Put him up against his previous team.
It's not, though. Think about how Southampton played.
Bullet to the head, like you're gonna score against Southampton, mate.
No, not like. Think about how they play. Perfect kind of environment.
Yeah.
That's my kind. And with Havertz dropping deep and actually trying to connect play and be creative, I would have a lot more patience with this if he was actually being creative and we were seeing output from somebody as a result of that. I don't care who the goals come from in the front three, but we need the goals.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I guess I would have a lot more patience with that if he was trying to do a Firmino thing, if we actually had a fucking Salah on the opposite side of our Mane.
Yeah.
You know, like, then I'd have a lot more time for that. We can't have a Firmino and then have some Jordan Henderson on right wing and then have Mane. That's not how that shit works.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, I don't know, man. Havertz was busy today. He was busier. He wasn't completely anonymous. That's good. But, like, my benchmark for a good game should not be I noticed you on my screen. Because, yeah, he did have a lot of
fair enough
touches in the second half. But also, that shit was a basketball game. Like, it was pretty much get the ball to Havertz and Sterling and run that way. And then conserve your energy and sprint forward when we have the ball. Like, it was the tactics in terms of attacking wise were very fucking simple the second half. So they were always going to get the ball. You know what I mean?
Okay, fair enough. Always
No
a good analysis from Peter. Just stop it. Oh wow, another jammy goal for Arsenal. The man who conceded the first error he repairs his error by scoring a goal for Arsenal. Who the fuck are these players? There's some random ass players on the pitch. Is Zinchenko not even playing? Oh,
Please
no,
VAR, save football.
Anyways, Andrew, welcome, Don KJB. What is this?
Sorry, I had to change my name. Yeah. Sorry, no, it's from Sarcasm City. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, we can hear you, man. We can hear you. We're just talking about Havertz's game today, but I mean, since you just came on, why not let us know your overall thoughts on the game and then your thoughts on Havertz and how he played today and what you expect from the attack in the future or whatever, you know. Take it away, Andrew.
Yeah, sure. Great win. First of all, got to talk about the win. I think I've frozen.
You're fine.
Hello?
I
There's a little bit of latency, but yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you,
sorry.
and
No one said
yeah.
Yeah. I think it's where I am. That's all. It's where I am. Yeah.
And Mars.
So yeah, I thought the win's most important. First of all, there's a stupid red card. I'm glad he took Mount off at half time because he was ass this season. Havertz did all right in the second, and I'm glad Sterling. Hopefully, we take that momentum into Southampton, 2 back-to-back wins, and suddenly everyone's not really complaining as much. And then, but we need a midfielder, man. Desperately, we need a midfield signing. because now we have 3 issues in terms. Now everyone understands we have 3 issues in Kante, Culver injury prone, and Gallagher's not ready. So we have 3 big issues out of the 5 he said last week. We've got 3 issues. So essentially, we're relying on Jorginho and Ruben Loftus-Cheek for the rest of the season then, and I don't want to do that. So we need a midfielder desperately.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I definitely think, again, going back to my previous argument, I definitely think if we had a better creative midfielder like a De Jong or someone of that caliber, I think it would help the attack out a lot. We saw against Leeds how, and again, this was just an experiment. I know Gallagher got overrun. He got pressed like a motherfucker, 4 on him constantly. It didn't help. Having another midfielder that could just connect the attack, because that's the role of the midfield, is to connect our defense to attack, especially for a play from the back type of system. Other than Jorginho, we don't really have it. Jorginho's the guy that gives it to Kova. Jorginho's the guy that gives it to Kante. Like, and they're supposed to be the guys that, you know, make something for the attack. But with Kante, it hasn't really been played out that way. Kova, he's improved, but it's still not up to par compared to like a KDB, of course. Or even like, you could even argue like a Gundogan. It's just, man, I really wish we could have like a better 8 in that position, or just a something. But yeah, I mean, overall thoughts on the game, I don't even know what else to like really add. Prime, if you have anything you wanted to add about the game, or Chris, whatever you guys want to go ahead and add. I don't know.
So, what'd you say?
Any other thoughts? Yeah. Go ahead, Prime.
On what again? I'll go on, yeah. I'm out of it.
For Chelsea fans, I like to think Jorginho's the reason why we can never do anything. We played a man down for 45 minutes and we scored 2 goals with Jorginho on midfield.
Our only
I just found that funny. Yeah, no, I just basically the only sole DM, which I found that a bit funny. Yeah. Also, no, never mind. I forgot what I was going to say.
You were really stuck in thought.
I had it. Actually, no. Hold on.
How I feel today.
How do you guys? No, sorry. How do you guys think Havertz actually did in the second half? I have some people saying, like, I'm just reading through stuff on Twitter and stuff like that. People thinking that he had a performance. How do you think he did?
He put in a shift, but
he put in a shift.
Yeah, he just put in a shift, really. But like, yeah,
I just find it really weird. I find it really weird that once Mount comes off, all of a sudden Havertz had a much more improved performance. I don't know what it is. Like, what is it about Mount that seems to be, even with 10 men, it seems to be chokeholding this team? Go ahead, Andrew.
But Marshall, when they start together up front, they're the same player. Essentially, they like to go into the same positions, stuff like that. So, I think they become they like to do the same things, you know, like to drift out a bit wider and stay central, stuff like that. And they're just not just that Kai's taller. He's got maybe a better IQ when it comes to attacking, but Mount is just what is Mount? I don't know what Mount is. I know he's an 8, but we don't play with 8s. So he is. I know we got.
What is a Mount, sir? Sir, can you explain to me what is a Mount?
I know we went down to 10 men, but we started that game playing with 8 men when Havertz and Gallagher played. It was like having 8 men essentially. So I think a test for Tuchel is to bench Mount for the next game. Yeah,
for sure. I can definitely see it. Just the way you said what is a Mount, I just think of that that American documentary. What is a woman? We'll find out what a woman is way before we find out what Mount is at this rate. But I guess let's do predictions for Southampton, what we expect. I don't know. For Southampton, I think Koulibaly's going to be back. That's great. Put Koulibaly right back in his position, please. Hopefully by then, Barack Obama Healthcare Yang will be here at Chelsea. Maybe even Fofana. I think we got to put Reece back in that right wing back position. I like Ruben, but I don't really want to see him playing at right wing back that often. It was nice little thought experiment here and again. Kind of let me down during that Leeds match. To be fair, most of the team did. I don't know. I'm feeling that Mount should be dropped. Try out Broja, like P had mentioned earlier. Broja is probably the good opportunity to experiment with Broja, see how he does with Havertz and Sterling up there. Actually, speaking of the attack too, like I'll even say today, Pulisic came on and he didn't do shit, and I don't even know what's going to happen with Pulisic if he's even good enough for this team anymore. But yeah, we'll see what happens with him. Midfield, hopefully Koba can be fit enough to start, at least give him 60 minutes, and then we'll sub him off for, I don't know, like a Ruben or something, even though I'm, reluctant to do Ruben, but we don't really have any options. And we got to overplay Jorginho, and hopefully he stays fit. But yeah, I guess, Chris, your overall thoughts on Southampton? We're probably going to win, by the way.
Right?
Yeah, we play on Tuesday.
Well,
we're probably going to win.
Game, so
I think it's going to be 2-0. So go ahead, Chris.
I think, well, I'm not going to be here after the aftermath if we lose, but I think we'll go a win.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think it's going to be comfortable. Hopefully, like Koulibaly's coming back. I doubt he's going to make the same mistake he did against Leeds.
Yeah,
but I'm probably expecting, if Kai Havertz and Mount play, I'm probably expecting the same results with the attack, except for maybe Sterling can maybe get a banger and a goal because he's the only consistent attacker we have. I am confident because it is Southampton. They're not that great, to be honest.
Hell, United got to win against them.
I don't know where they're on the table. I think they're somewhere near the bottom somewhere. Do they have a win?
Yeah,
I could let you know.
Leicester.
They beat Leicester. Oh
my
yeah,
God,
Leicester,
really?
Leicester's been really
Leicester
shit.
Jesus Christ, Leicester in the mud, huh?
Is that the only win, I'm guessing?
Yeah, so they've been at 4 points. They're somewhere.
They're on 4 points. That's not too bad. But
Leicester's not even in the mud, man.
To me,
Brendan
it feels
Rodgers
like
in the quicksand.
Because we dropped an absolute stinker against the Leeds, and we got some making up to do for that. Like today, great result. Next week, next week hopefully we get the same result. I think we're gonna win. I would say 3-0. It's like you said, I'm not gonna be here for the aftermath if we lose.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I think we're gonna have a nice, comfortable win. Hopefully.
I hope so too. And do you think the formation is gonna stay relatively the same?
Oh yeah, people
not formation, the starting 11. I'm sorry.
Okay, the formation is gonna stay the same. If people think in different formations, then you got another thing coming. I would like to hope Kai Havertz or Mason Mount, one of them, to get dropped at least. Be nice to see both getting dropped, but I would like to see one.
Who
get
would you
dropped
play
for
in? Replace
Broja?
Who would you play?
Broja
and who
you
else?
play Broja and maybe Pulisic. But maybe
Pulisic
just have one drop.
looked like shit today,
But
man.
then again, I say only one dropped, and maybe Mason Mount, or Kai Havertz, one or two. Probably, to me, if it's realistically to get one dropped, it's gonna be Kai Havertz, not Mason Mount. So Kai Havertz.
You really think Kai Havertz is gonna get dropped over Mason?
Who does Tuchel prefer, do you reckon? Like
Havertz.
You reckon?
He yanked Mount off at halftime.
Yeah, he's just trying to show him. But like,
show him what?
I think the reason why it was it was Mount over Havertz, it's because Mount doesn't have the necessarily the
Would you say he doesn't have the minerals?
Oh. He doesn't have the discipline in midfield to be able to kind of like sit in deeper, which is why like Ruben kind of stayed on, because Ruben's actually played in the pivot, and Havertz gives us some sort of like attacking focal point up top. Because if you take off Havertz, then the only two you have up top is Mount and Sterling, and neither of them are actual like,
Broja.
central. Actual. What do
Broja
you
is
mean?
a striker though. Well,
Well,
if
Broja didn't
if Kai
play.
Havertz comes up for Broja.
Broja didn't start. Broja didn't start.
No, I mean for the Southampton game. Like if he starts that game, we still have two attackers.
Well, I thought you guys
And
were talking about like why Mount was taken off.
No, I was talking
Well,
about.
we're talking
he
about
did
the
mention
Southampton
that,
game. Yeah,
um,
I did
in
mention it.
midfield.
I just-
Okay, in midfield, I'm hoping to see Jorginho and Kovacic for next week, but I don't know how if Kovacic can start though. Like it is early days. The fullbacks stay the same: Koulibaly, Silva, and Fofana won't start. So maybe Aspie or Chalobah
Or
again.
Chalobah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Chalobah could play again probably. I would still play Mendy. He didn't like fully cost us the result today. You know, it is like bad to drop a keeper because it could lower their confidence. But yeah, I don't think there's gonna be too much change. But there's gonna probably be a couple of things like players like maybe Broja.
Oh, I meant to bring this up, and I'm not gonna forget to do it. Peter, would you rather, or actually, Peter and Prime, both of you, would you rather have Tammy or Havertz right now?
Tammy.
Damn, why?
Wait, Tammy over who?
Tammy
Over
over
Havertz. Yeah.
Fair
I
enough.
completely doubt Havertz's ability to function as the main goal getter in any team.
Mm.
I am back.
Like that's what we need him to be in this team. Do I rate
But you
Tammy
don't.
that tough? No, but you give that guy
But, like-
chance to score him.
All right, I'm gonna push back on this. I disagree simply because I feel like when we have seen Tammy in this system, he isolates himself so bad to the point where we're just playing with 10 men. We're just like he, at least with Havertz, yeah, he doesn't have
We
the
only do
finishing
it
that
half
Tammy has.
Havertz.
What happened?
We only play with 10 men half the time with Kai Havertz up front. Like, I don't see consistent. Like, look, man, if I could change Havertz for Tammy right now, I would. Do I think that'd make us better? I don't know, but I know I'd get more goals out of my 9 than I'm currently getting.
Yeah, man, this is how bad it's gotten at Chelsea, ladies
I
and
just
gents.
I don't rate Havertz's ability to be a main goal getter in any serious team. That's my problem. If we played him as some other shit where he didn't have to be, then maybe I'd reevaluate that. But right now, that's supposed to be our 9.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not.
You just watched
Like-
him play, Prime, so you
Like
try
that?
to
Like,
not be
no,
biased.
but I don't. But but he's playing it in a league that we all don't rate because he can't.
Serie A, yeah, exactly. Serie A
Like,
attacks.
Do I have to choose between the two of them?
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's the hypothetical.
That's the question. That's the
I don't get.
hypothetical.
Oh, cool.
I mean, if
I
I
don't
could
know.
choose Benzema, I'd be like, all right, let's go,
I'd
Benzema.
rather.
You know
play-
what I'm saying?
Honestly, I'd rather play with 10 men. It's having both. It's big because I know people say Tammy's a goal scorer and stuff, but like we saw from the time that he was in the team under Tuchel, though you could say it was limited, that he doesn't have like the movement and the intelligence and the link-up play to survive in our system. He's very much like Lukaku. Like he doesn't have all of that to survive in the system. So how is he going to get goals? And also the way we play, we won't play to Tammy's strengths. We won't change our style to suit Tammy for him to score goals. So it would be useless him just being in the team starting. He won't be getting goals. He won't be doing anything really.
I don't want to say he won't be getting them, but like he'd be getting different kinds of goals.
You know, but it won't be like he won't be getting a lot of goals.
What is a lot though? Like I think Tammy could get 15 in our team. Yeah, I think he could.
If 15, if we play to his strengths, but we won't.
Did we play to his strengths under Lampard? Because I would say like not really.
Yeah,
just kind of
under Lampard we did.
Also,
under Lampard we
Boston
played to
Shala,
his,
bro.
but with Tuchel, but with Tuchel we won't. And also the way we create chances, we don't create a plethora of chances for him to be able to thrive in.
I don't know, man. You give Cucurella and Reese to Tammy Abraham, give him like a stable midfield to Jorginho and Kovacic behind him, and somebody like Raheem Sterling to play with. I think we'd get a lot more than we're projecting here. I think
Andrew, What
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this discussion? If would you rather take Tammy back, or would you rather just stick it through with Havertz, or would you rather just kill yourself?
I was going to ask if the third one was an option.
We're kidding. We're kidding, Andrew.
I'm
Please
not
don't do
saying,
that.
I'm not saying it's worth buying Tammy Abraham back. Like, because
yeah. It's just hypothetical.
if you do buy him back, he's your striker for the next few years at that price, right? Like, to be clear, I don't want either of them in my team. But if those are my only two options, and I can go with nothing else, I'd rather choose the option where I've seen I can get goals out of than the alleged silky German who scores 8 a year.
Do you
I don't know, man.
Do you know, people will go, let's go with Tammy because he's doing so well. He would do his thing where he'd score like 6 in 3 games or something.
That's true. Tammy would score 6 in 3 and score 1 in 10. So
yeah, and then he'd go like 6 months without scoring something, but then then or score 1 goal a month for the next 8 months like he did before, and everyone bigs him up going, yeah, he's got 15 goals. It's like he's got half of them in 3 games.
Context.
Exactly. Which is what Havertz and Lukaku did last season.
If you're basing it on the fact of who's better in that position, it's Tammy. He's a natural number 9.
Mm-hmm.
So based on that, I'd probably just go Tammy. But it's like literally, if you ask me in 45 minutes, I may have a different answer for you. You know what I mean? It's like
depends on where the wind hits you today.
I mean, oh my god.
That's a very sideways move for the price it would cost as well.
£68 million.
This isn't actually something I would want the club to do. I'm just saying, if I had to pick one right now, I'd rather go with that.
We're spending £68 million.
But it's like choosing between.
This is the Mount grim, man.
Yeah,
it's a bit grim. But it's like choosing between being pissed on and being shot on. Like,
I do this. If I've got £68 million to spend, if I got £68 million to spend, do I want to spend it on? Do I want to spend it on Tammy, or do I want to spend it on Cuckoo, or do I want to spend it on Tony or something like that? I'd rather spend it on the latter two than spend it on buying Tammy Abraham back.
No, I get that. It's not like a bring Tammy Abraham back and we're gonna win shit. Like,
yeah.
We plug Tammy Abraham into this team. Maybe we'll score a few more league goals. I don't think that drastically changes our ceiling for the season.
By the way, he wouldn't get to front post or back post like Sterling does. He just doesn't have the movement. You know what I mean? He's very, in our league, he's very for
me, our wingbacks are so good. Anyone with half a brain who can run and time runs will get a minimum amount of goals provided they stay fit. I'm telling you, it's gonna be nasty when Reece and Cucurella are leading assist getters, besides Sterling himself. But it's gonna happen, man. It is what it is.
Look, I honestly, I think. Of what the options that Prime told me, if sticking with Kai Havertz means I get pissed on, well, piss on me all day. No. Oh,
no. What? Hold on. What makes you think Kai Havertz is the piss?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Tammy is the natural striker. Tammy is the piss. However, I don't want to be pissed on either. So,
right, you can shit on my foot.
You asked me to choose between the two, but I don't want either one.
Ridiculous conversation.
Listen, this is remember, we only rebranded. We're not a different panel. We're still no filter. On the inside, we're still no filter. But to defend Havertz, I feel like, okay, I agree with you guys. Tammy would probably be the better finisher. He would get us more goals than Havertz, possibly. But if we're talking about this false 9 that Tuchel seems to be playing, I think Havertz is just a better fit because with Havertz you get more movement. And I'm not talking about headless chicken just pressing like Mason Mount movement. I'm talking the second half Havertz. That if I could look, if Havertz scores in the next 10 games, 3 goals, 2 goals, but does the link-up play that he did today in the second half with the wing backs helping to set up assists and such for Sterling or Barack Obama Yang, then I'm all for it.
Did you say
I'm all
Barack
for it.
Obama? Did you
Yes,
say
I did.
Barack Obama?
I am
Okay,
leaning
fair.
100% into Obamacare Yang. So,
Oh, Lord.
but like I'm all for it. I think the value that Havertz brings to link up play and be a part of the build up is more valuable to me than a Tammy that may or may not be at the end of finishing Reece James's cross or Cucurella's cross, which we've seen multiple times. Tammy have clear chance opportunities. Spurs is the one that sticks out like a sore thumb. The man can't even head the ball. So unless it's on the ground, who knows if it's going to be a goal. I did like Tammy's poaching ability, but how often do we have poachable goals that often? I don't know.
No. Well,
What do you mean that often? Because
yeah.
with these guys out wide, I think we kind of we're gonna have at least one of those chances like a game where the ball goes across and either somebody's there or they're not.
That second goal for the second Sterling goal is what people think Sterling only does.
Yes.
That's what he only did that at City. He only ever did that at City. Tappings at the back. Fine. I'd take 25 of them right now. Not gonna get them. But do you know what I mean? If he offered me just 20, that's all the goals he scores this season in the league are tappings. Thank you very much. I'd take every single one of them. That's what I'll take. But it really was better. We definitely need someone else up there. Just more attacking IQ, movement, stuff like that. Who won't make the same run as another guy. Do you know what I mean? Just something different.
Yeah. I really hope for Tuesday we do see Aubameyang to Chelsea by then. I really do. I really do hope that becomes a here we go, because you either way, both of these options,
I don't know.
Like Prime said.
I don't know. I'm now expecting the Zaha rumors to heat up during this last 4 days, because I think they see him as an alternative to Aubameyang. Not the same player.
Yo guys, I gotta cut. Love the stream, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna be heading out soon, anyways. But Pete,
mate.
do what you gotta do, man.
But I see.
All right.
If two goals is... Sorry, Andrew, you finish, because I have something to add on to what you're saying.
I'm just saying. I think everyone, because it started coming out a bit last night again. Zaha, I think he was injured today, right? Because he never played for Palace, or something like that, or left out, whatever. I think you're going to see that as an alternative to Aubameyang, not as the same. Because it started last night when the rumours about Man United going after him and the terms of the contract not good, and we haven't reached the money situation with him because they're trying to force him to take Alonso off our hands. So I just think you probably might see that. And now because what Gallagher's done today, we've got an actual something to offer them.
Mm-hmm.
So if we say 15 to 20 million pounds and get Gallagher, let's face it, in this market, he's still going to be worth 25 to 30 million. That's a 50 million pound package for a 29-year-old who's on his last year at Palace and who's the biggest earner as well. Just so it's something to think about. I'm not saying it will happen. That's my guess. That's what we might see in the last few days of the transfer window. So,
what did you want to add, Prime? And then we'll try to. I think Prime is frozen, actually. There he is. There he is. You're good. You're good.
Sees the light. I hope Tuchel sees the light and tries to use Gallagher in some sort of exchange for either Zaha if we get him, or even Anthony Gordon. Like Lampard rates Gallagher. We know Vieira likes Gallagher. Like for either one of them that we bring in, who cares? Just trying to make sure Gallagher's in that exchange. But Tuchel wants to try this experiment, and it's going to fail. And the price tag that we could probably use on Gallagher somewhere, which was like, what?
I'm just can we give him Mount? Can we give him Mount and we can keep Gallagher?
Mount's too expensive.
It'll be an even trade then. Mount for Gordon.
No, we won't see it like that.
I mean, Lampard did say he's a 6-figure or a 3-figure.
Mount is our Anthony Gordon.
Oh God, yeah, it'll be an even trade. It'll be an even trade, please. Because to be honest, like, if you had a gun to the head, if I had to choose between Gallagher and Mount, easily I'd pick Gallagher, and I'd replace Mount for Gallagher any day. I feel like Gallagher gives me more of attacking output than a Mount would. And clip me, criticize me, who knows? I really think Gallagher would be better for the team. Overall in that position. We'll see. Unfortunately, we lost Prime, but I was going to end the stream anyways, ladies and gents. I do appreciate you guys coming here. Oh yeah, Andrew, what are you expecting for Southampton? Changing staff, score?
I think he'll go back to the 3 at the back, or 5 at the back, however you want to put it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Fafan's not actually announced yet, so I don't know whether he'll be ready or he'll be what's the word?
Match fit.
Registered.
Yeah.
Time. If he is, I don't think he'll start. But I definitely want to see either same formation today or if it goes back, I definitely don't want to see Mount and Havertz in the same. There's no link.
Me neither.
They have no link whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's like two strangers. They have no link whatsoever.
Would you start Pulisic then, or would you put Broja in a place for one of the attackers?
Well, I was surprised. Actually, I was disappointed Broja didn't come on today.
Yeah, me
for the
too.
last 10 minutes or something. Perfect for him to come on. I don't know. I'd slightly go to Pulisic and then get Broja on for a few more minutes. Maybe like 20 minutes, 25 minutes in the second half. Depends how the game goes. It's still going to listen. We're not playing well, and Southampton's going to be a tough game.
Mm-hmm.
It's still going to be a tough game, I think. So
who knows? I mean, after Liverpool's freaking bashing of Bournemouth, Hasenhüttl might just ask Tuchel to hold his beer. You know, like who knows? In an ideal world, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Who are we getting 9 goals from in this team?
Sterling, our defense. Koulibaly, Thiago
Silva.
You're asking Sterling to even Sterling with a hat trick and James gets 2.
Sterling is a hat trick. James will get a brace. Koulibaly 1 goal. Thiago Silva 1 goal. Jorginho penalty. That's 8 right there.
I think Jorginho at least 4 penalties if we're doing the 9.
Jorginho 4 penalties.
Yeah,
no. If Kovacic starts, that's another goal right there. And I'm struggling to find the 10th. Mendy will get a goal. There you go. Mendy will get a goal.
Yeah. A goal kick.
Goal kick.
Yeah, it was just a big bang.
All right, ladies and gents. So, I guess we'll be reacting to the game on Tuesday after the game. So we'll be here for that. It'll probably be a little bit later. But yeah, we'll react to the game on Tuesday. And I guess Wednesday we'll be having another transfer news. Either we'll do transfer news.
Day before the last day of the transfer window.
The day of the transfer window.
Day before.
Oh, it closed September. September 1st. Okay. Yeah.
Who have we got?
We might have a guest. We might have a guest on for that on Wednesday or for Saturday, and we're gonna react to the transfer window.
I'm busy.
We said
we'll
guest.
See.
We said guest, not pest. That's what we said.
God damn. I didn't say either of those. But anyways, so two
all
guys,
right,
make sure you have make sure you guys have that bell notification slammed, slam that like button, slam that subscribe button, check out the comments, make sure you support Prime at his his Twitter and his socials at Latimus Prime. Exactly. Winter Surfer, his Twitter is in the link down below. And TikTok, there you go.
A lot of stuff. Yeah, thank you.
And everything else that you need regarding Casually FC is in the description below, including my content and all that stuff. We will see you guys again after the Southampton game. Hopefully it'll be a win. Hopefully things are looking up. Hopefully, Obamacare Yang is done, and
Fucking midfielder's done. as
Fofana
well.
is done,
Fuck's
and
sake.
hopefully we'll see the light, and there'll be a midfield link or something. But
Ugh.
ladies and gents, thank you for being here today. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are the best. We'll catch you again Tuesday. Peace.